Peace. Welcome to my 10-month and 16-day check-in with No Nicotine. I'm Morgan Ross Alexander, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what happens when you quit nicotine. And for me, I personally have been nicotine-free for 10 months and 16 days. And what I've noticed, starting off with mentally, was a lot more mental clarity in the perspective change that I don't need nicotine, I don't need this specific substance that I thought that I needed always, and I always thought, when can I get this? When will I be able to do it during the addiction? Well, once I quit, now I still think about that every once in a while. Say if I'm around it, like, should I just go back to doing it? Why am I being so hard on myself? Yet I have the other thoughts that answer back at that, saying, well, now is not the right time for that. You chose this, you made the decision to stop this behavior, so now you have to stick through it. And no matter what thoughts come up, no matter what mentally happens, you have to push forward and know that you're going into more experiences that are less and less and less attached to nicotine, or less and less attached to whatever substance you're trying to abstain from, or absolutely implement moderation with, or completely take out of your existence by, detaching it from it and removing it from your reality. Mentally, I've noticed that telling yourself mentally that it's all going to be good, that you are protected throughout your travels, throughout your experiences, telling yourself that, it's okay to have those thoughts that are kind of off-putting or are kind of upsetting or whatnot, as long as you realize that you are being aware of your mental state of being and how you're talking to yourself, how are you relaying that voice in your head. And that just becomes that voice in your head. Your intuition just becomes that much stronger, I've noticed, mentally, once you quit a substance or once you quit nicotine. Essentially, you now know that you've gotten through something that you thought you couldn't before, so it just proves and it shows to you that you can do whatever you literally set your mind to. Whatever you set your state of mind to, your mentality to, you can achieve it. So, what does that mean? It means that you have to be there and be able to tell yourself, I'm just experiencing some mental stress, or I'm just experiencing a mental blockage, or I'm experiencing a mental experience, a mental challenge where I need to continue on being strong and knowing that I'm going towards more mentally stable, more mentally calm, more mentally peaceful, whatever you want to call it, but know that you're headed into that direction. And be able to answer with your thoughts that are telling you otherwise, that are telling you, hey, you want to relapse, that are telling you, I think I want to try it again, or when will I be able to do it again? Don't think about that now. Only think about the present moment and be able to exist in that state of being. Physically, what have I noticed after quitting nicotine? I've talked about a lot on this channel about what I've noticed physically about once I quit nicotine, and most recently I definitely noticed that my blood circulation of everything has definitely increased, and that my diet and what I eat is more reflected in the outcome that I get with my body, where as of course when you're doing nicotine, of course you still have that, whatever you feed your body is what you're going to turn into, because you eat and then your body then creates and, lives off that substance. So whatever you're eating is going to be somewhat a part of you, and it really is, you are what you eat. Well, we come to when I was on nicotine, I had a trouble with not having the barrier of, okay, I'm already vaping, I'm already doing all this stuff, I'm already exposed to nicotine, I'm already addicted to nicotine, I'm having these effects of whatever the nicotine's doing to my body, all around. I might have just been thinking about my lungs, I might have just been thinking about my mind or something of the sort, but how is it affecting me as a whole? And then I think that reason that I would eat a lot more junk food, eat a lot more fatty foods, a lot more things that were not right for me, and that were just adding fat and adding, unhealthy weight to my vessel, was the fact that I was already validating my addiction to nicotine. So what was there to stop me? And you'll notice that, like, other people that have these bad behaviors, have these bad addictions, they'll also end up spilling over into other things, such as having an unhealthy diet, or a diet that isn't sustaining enough for the physical state of being. So that's definitely something that I've noticed as of recently. And not only that, but recovery when it comes to either being sick, having a headache, being a little mucusy. I haven't had any really sicknesses except from when I first quit. I told you guys in prior videos back at the beginning of this journey how, I had quite literally a sore throat the moment that I quit, and that's just because it's not used to not having the coating of the vape, coating of the smoke, coating of the nicotine, the tobacco on the throat. So it's going through changes, so you end up feeling that in your throat. But I haven't been sick yet, so I think immune support and immune system definitely got stronger. These are just a few things that I noticed physically once I quit nicotine. Now, what have I noticed emotionally since I quit nicotine? I've noticed that emotionally, I continue to be strong no matter what situation's thrown my way. I continue to be emotionally mature in the fact that I can do anything, I can do countless things to go out and help other people, go out and make the world a better place than when we found it, and make change and do all these things. But then I also have to have the emotional maturity to say, okay, I can do all that, but then there comes a time where I need to focus on myself. And coming to that emotional maturity of, I can't be so focused on things outside of me right now. I need to make sure I'm good, because you can only help someone as much as you help yourself, and as far as you go. So having that emotional maturity, I think, was gained through being the responsible one to say, this is enough, I need to make the decision to stop smoking, it's been long enough, and because I know that there is much more to look forward to, and in the way of having more better experiences. So definitely notice that. You will also notice this once you are growing in the emotional state of being, and I will say that for sure. It's definitely something that I would not force. I would recommend, but I would not say that you do something that is against your own will, because you have to be you have to be having the right actions for what you want out of that. So you need to be paying attention to how your emotional state is keying into what are the actions that you're physically taking. Are they right for you? Are they meant for you? Are they going to lead somewhere down the road of having guilt, having shame, anything like that, anything that you might think you will get stuck in an emotion possibly? well, understand that you can emotionally grow and emotionally understand that you can create that reality. And listen to your intuition, especially because you will realize that once you stop doing it, once you stop doing your emotions, once you stop falling in all these low vibrational emotions that you can easily get through, easily surpass, once your emotional state isn't constantly being preoccupied and constantly being bombarded and hijacked by emotional fulfillment through external things, especially something that's harmful as an addiction or a substance that keeps you not truly who you are. And spiritually, what have I realized once I quit nicotine? I realized that I am, a spirit, and that I am in this body, and I'm experiencing the experiences for a specific amount of time. I know that I will continue to live beyond that, but here right now I've realized that I can much more appreciate the things, much more appreciate the smaller experiences and the bigger experiences and the ones in between just as much as each one, because I realize that life's a beautiful thing, and to be able to exist is a spiritual path in its own, and it is one of experiencing, it's one of growing. So that's really what I've noticed, what I've realized once I quit nicotine, and that I've realized to also not beat up on my past so much, not be so hard on, oh, I'm not going to move forward ever. Always know that you have that power in your hands to move on and to step into that next spiritual plane of existence and that next spiritual phase of your existence. To anyone out there going through it mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, going through it in any way, type of way that there is, sending strength to you. You guys got this. Continue to be strong no matter what you're going through. And that's going to be it for the 10-month and 16-day check-in with No Nicotine. Peace.